Hello and welcome to our special wrap-up of 2020 video. I am Tim the Dad.
Megan the daughter.
You can see we're just kind of being a little casual because, COVID.
Well, you're in your PJ pants, so you're very true quarantine
They can't
fashion.
see that.
No, they know, so.
Oh, thanks. But, hockey season's getting ready to start, so I'm all about wearing my blue stuff.
Yeah, Doctor Who comes back on New Year's Day, so I got my jumper on.
Cool.
Yep.
So the way we always start our show off is we kind of look back and we do those gee whiz numbers. So in true Van Halen fashion, we have about 5150 subscribers on our YouTube account. Okay. You're saying you don't know what Van Halen 5150 is?
Nope.
That is like their best album they ever had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had over 961,300 views on all of our videos. And we basically added 500 new subscribers and 200 plus thousand views.
That's really cool.
Not too bad. The channel turned 6 years old.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That's old.
You think it's been that long?
No. I feel like it's been longer.
Really?
I was surprised it was only 6. Yeah. But I have Twitter up and running. We did that last year after Gen Con. So we have 97 followers now, which is 50 more than we had last year. So that's pretty cool.
It doubled it.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
They're doing good over there.
And like I said before, Facebook I pretty much run. And if you want my perspective, check out our Facebook page. If you want to see Megan's version, basically check out that.
Yep.
I don't think you're real slanted, though. It's not like you write up stuff, bashing me or anything.
Unless I win. Then I'm like, aha, daughter kicked butt tonight.
Yeah. So we did feature 60 games on the channel. Mm-hmm. Now, Megan asked me, she's like, well, I don't remember us playing 60 games against each other, which we did not.
No.
Because the first part of the year, you were still away at school.
College, yep.
But you came back in March.
When everything happened.
And stayed home. But yeah, so basically the win-loss that we had, I won 19 of those games.
I had 18.
So pretty good year. I mean, very balanced.
I mean, and some of them we did were co-op. Because we did like escape room type things, so there wasn't like a true winner with those. So
yeah, we had quite a few of those, and then the escape room ones we actually just did reviews on.
Yeah.
In fact, there was also I think 6 or 7 games maybe that I had played with my buddies, so that's why there's a little bit of difference there in the numbers.
Legendaries, and those aren't really against each other. It's like against the game.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about one legendary in our top 5 list. So let's talk about the 2020 cons that we went to.
What cons?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to any. I didn't even get to go to Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, we were actually all set. You were going to go to your first Origins.
I was excited for that.
We had our room booked. We had our press badges.
Everything.
We were going to go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
We had the hotels and all that. Sadly, I don't think those are going to probably be back in 2021 either.
No, it's too high touch.
A
Exposure.
lot of people, no social distancing.
Not really.
Yeah, so it may be the year of the smaller cons, and maybe maybe some new ones will pop up, around. I don't know. A lot of things kind of hinge on the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
So kind of also with that, normally I talk at least about like the top 5 new games that came out this year. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to play a lot of the 2020 games. There were a few that I played. There were a few that we featured on the channel, but I didn't feel like there was a good enough. What I want to say?
There wasn't enough to make a top 5 out of, really.
Because it would have just been the games I played.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to do that. So hopefully next year we'll have more games that we can feature in that segment. So let's talk, and we're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about the top 5 games of the year that we did play. But before we do that, we always do an honorable mention.
Yes.
We usually pick 3. So Megan, what were your 3?
Well, I'm going to do a cop-out, which I normally yell at you for. And trying to pick like 2 games as a tie, but it's still silver games. Coin and Dagger both came out this year, at least that we featured on our channel, and I love silver. And this is from Bezier Games. Absolutely in love with this series of games. and I wanted to talk about it because it's so cool. I love it. I love the artwork. I love how each version is a little bit different with gameplay. The little components are really cool that come with it. I think this is like such a good game.
Yeah. And essentially each version is the same type of game, except all the cards are always different.
Yeah.
And they feature new abilities and such. So it always kind of keeps it fresh.
I like it.
Yeah, I like them too. They're a lot of fun.
I hope they get through the whole alphabet. So there's a bunch of different
That's a lot of games.
Yeah, but they keep coming up with new stuff. So hopefully, at least they get through like half of it. I don't know. I like it though, so I had to talk about these.
Yeah. One of my honorable mentions is a game that I've actually talked about for years, and we finally did get it on the channel. And this is one of my fall favorites. I love this game. It's very, I don't want to call it simplistic. It is very autumnal, and that is New Haven from R&R Games. This is a tile laying game. It is kind of abstract, but the thing that really does it for me with this is the art. I love the art. I love the fall theme.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it just.
It's fall.
It is.
It is.
I mean, it looks fall because you kind of got the orange, leaves on the tree there.
Pilgrim looking dude.
Yeah, which is why this always comes out in the month of November. Try to play it a lot. You got to finally play it this year.
I really liked it. That was pretty good.
And which was good because then I got to play it more because I normally take it in and play it with my lunch group at work.
We played it a lot too.
Yeah,
before we filmed it.
But and we're hoping to be able to bring the expansions, the Charters expansion, to the channel in 2021. Yeah. So don't know about that, but that's kind of what we hope to do. Good. But yeah, New Haven.
Next I have Tzolk'in from Z-Man and Asmodee. I demoed this last Gen Con and thought it was really cool of the little glowy jellies. In
fact, my buddy Aaron from my game group, he was the one who taught us this.
I thought this was really cool. And I liked the dice in this. Normally you're all about the dice. I thought this was really cool. It says there's 105, which I believe there's a bunch in here. I thought it was kind of cool. I liked how you could like go around and pick them up. You had to go like certain rows and stuff.
Plus this is a game we got Mom to play.
We did, yeah, and that was really cool. She doesn't like to play a lot of games. But I thought it was cool because you're kind of, making the little like potion-y thingies in the jars, trying to do certain things. I thought this was it was a very light game. Yeah. There really isn't too much strategy, and I mean there can be sometimes.
It is a very good gateway game.
It is, and I highly enjoyed it. So, honorable mention for that one.
Mine is one that when we started off 2020, was actually in the running for Game of the Year. I really enjoyed this one a lot, and this is one I got to play at Gen Con last year, and that is the Artemis project.
From Grand Gamers Guild.
From Grand Gamers Guild. This has basically a mechanic I really like, which is using dice as kind of a worker placement type of thing. Cool. I really like the way the mechanic works. And check out our video because Daniel, the designer, he did our intro with his kids.
Oh, our intro. With our winter coats.
Well,
yeah.
So we had some fun with that.
We did have fun. That game was really fun. You actually stayed up the first night of Gen Con and played this with your guys in the hotel. Yeah,
down in the well, not the lobby, but the
in the
break
little,
area.
Breakfast
but
thing.
the Artemis project. That. Plus, this with winter coming. Actually, winter's already here. This kind of has a winter feel to it. Cold. You can see you got the snowmobiles and they got the snow and everything. Yeah. This is actually a game I like to also break out during the winter because of that theme with the art and everything. So
it's a really good game. I enjoyed it too. I wasn't entirely sure at first, but I really liked it.
And the fact that I'm saying that when I played this and we featured it on the channel early in the year, that it was in contention for the game of the year means there were actually a lot of really good games to actually bump this down to an honorable mention.
Yeah.
This probably could have, I mean, it would have been right on the bubble there, but
it is. It's on the cusp there.
It's a really good game. I really enjoy that.
Same for me. This game was close to being in my top 5 for multiple reasons.
I thought it would be.
I know. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know. Because there's some really other good games that weren't just rethemed. Yeah. But I'm talking about the Splendor Marvel. You can hear all those poker chips just fall in here. From Space Cowboy Asmodee. I love Splendor. I love Marvel. So I was so happy about this. I remember seeing a sign up at Gen Con because I just saw Star-Lord like across the hall and I was like, oh, I need it. I had no idea like when it was coming out or anything. I was so happy when it did. And Splendor's like one of my all-time favorite games.
And it came out late this year.
Yeah, so then having a Marvel like IP on here, so cool. It has so many different characters in the Marvel universe, not just like the MCU. They had like, you know, Squirrel Girl was in here, which I thought was kind of funny. You had, you know, everyone from the Spider-Verse. Spider-Ham was even in here.
Yeah.
And you had Daredevil, Jessica Jones, all those guys. So you had like all my favorite characters in here, which is like a big bonus too.
And a bunch of characters we knew nothing about.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who this is, but it was really cool. And definitely really liked this game. So yeah, it is. Check it out.
Yeah,
if you like Splendor and you like Marvel.
I really
Very
like
good.
Marvel Splendor too.
Yeah.
Or Splendor
Marvel. Yeah, it's the Marvel Splendor. But yes, so much fun. I really like it. So, but there's an honorable mention. So there were some really other good games I want to talk about too.
Now, my next one is a game that you have not played.
I haven't.
I've played it several times with my gaming group. I wish this one would be online on Board Game Arena, and that is Merlin from Queen Games. This has got a really cool rondel system. It's kind of a little bit area control in it, whereas you're placing guys out on the bigger part of the board. You've got your rondel in the middle, and you're using your dice. It's got dice.
Yeah, I know.
Using dice again to basically move your figure around the round table. You know, it's a round table. It's not a square table. It's a round table.
It's
and you also have Merlin on there. So Merlin, everybody gets the white die, and so you can control Merlin to do something. But I've enjoyed this. I said I would like to get you to play this at some point, but
they should do a BBC Merlin version of this game,
which I know nothing about.
I love it. So good. That would be really cool if they did that, because I liked that show. But yeah. So you want to go first? Your top 5?
Well, we always have a cool intro, so check it out. Okay, so my number 5 is a game that we both really like.
I do.
That is from Funko Games. It is Pan Am. Now, this game kind of reminded me a little bit of Ticket to Ride in a way, because you have tickets and you're trying to basically have destinations, you know, basically kind of like claiming a route.
Yeah.
But it's got really cool little 3D airplanes. And Pan Am buys up things every turn, so
yeah,
it's really got a neat mechanic in there of how the game works. If you're interested, you can check out our video.
This is also available at Target. So
it is, and it's actually it's got a pretty cheap price point.
Yeah,
so.
it's not bad. So yeah, good game. But there. My number 5 is from AEG. It is The Captain is Dead. Just like the first game. I didn't really care for the other one, the alien planet one.
The planet one wasn't as good, yeah.
I didn't like it. I did really enjoy this. And it really felt like Star Trek, which obviously is probably what this was based on without saying that. It's copyrights.
We played this on the ton.
We did. I really liked it. I thought it was cool. You know, you had different, like, it wasn't alerts, but, you know, your shield damage, you had all these different things, you had bad stuff happening.
Bad stuff happened all the time.
I feel like worse in the alien one. But this one was really cool. I liked it. I remember seeing this again at Gen Con last year and wanted to check it out. So I was very excited to actually play this. The art on here is different, but I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cool. Like all the little geometric looking thingies.
A lot of sharp edges.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of cool too. It definitely has a different vibe to it. I mean, if you're into sci-fi, this is a really cool game. I think everyone will like. But yeah, I kind of liked it. I want to play it with more people too.
Yeah, because we've only had a chance to play it with
2.
Yeah, because everybody's a member of the crew, and
doing more crew members might be cooler.
Yeah, I think that'd be really neat.
I liked it, so that is my number 5.
All right, my number 4 is a game that I know you like a lot, and that is Marvel Champions. This is from Fantasy Flight and Asmodee. This is essentially a living card game.
It's good.
We've bought actually quite a few of the expansion packs for this, because I mean, looking on here, We had Spider-Man, She-Hulk,
Captain Marvel,
Iron Man,
and Black Panther.
Yeah, those all come with the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also bought the Hulk expansion. We've bought Captain
We
America.
have Vision now, don't we? We have Hawkeye and the other Spider-Woman in that one, the Red Skull expansion.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the other expansion we bought. Doctor Strange.
Yeah. We get Thor, right?
We got Thor, and I think, did we get Ant-Man? We got Black Widow.
I know that. We have a bunch upstairs.
But no, I mean, we love Marvel Legendary. This is not anything like it.
No.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Because
this is a completely different type of game. So I'm not going to talk anymore about this because I know someone else will.
Yeah. Good game. My number 4 is the Quacks of Quedlinburg, the herb witches. I like saying it wrong just to annoy you now. And this is from North Star Games. And this one I really enjoyed playing. I remember at first I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. That's how I feel about most games. But this one I really, really liked.
Yeah, because you hadn't played the base game, and then we played the base game, and you're like, okay, I really like this game.
We need to add some more cool stuff to it, and we got this, and I was like, oh yeah, we gotta play with this now all the time. So I thought this was really cool. I know it's a little older now, isn't it? Did it come out this year or was it last year?
The Herb Witches expansion I think came out last year.
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was cool. I was very excited to play this. I like it.
Nice press your luck game.
Yeah. You always kind of. I feel like sometimes you screw yourself with that. Your pot explodes.
I don't
know. I think that's really cool though. I like that. I feel like sometimes we compete with who can fill our little cauldron more. So it's really fun.
And in this expansion, you get the Herb Witches there, and you get to toss a coin to your Witcher.
You do.
I always had fun saying that.
And you were saying that before we even started watching The Witcher.
Well, you had already watched it.
I had. So I was like,
I had not. But the expansion, if you're kind of bored with the base game, this really does add that. Like I said, with the witches, and it adds a couple more other ingredients. But
it's really cool.
It's pretty neat.
I like it. So that was my number 4.
All right, so my number 3, Bond, James Bond. What'd you think? Yeah. I have blue eyes like Daniel Craig.
But his are the prettiest blue eyes in the whole wide world.
I am, of course, talking about Legendary 007. This James Bond.
So cool.
This, like the other Legendary games, is a deck builder. It plays very similar. However, you are playing through a particular movie.
Yes.
You've got Sean Connery's Goldfinger. You've got Roger Moore, the Man with the Golden Gun. You have Pierce Brosnan's Goldeneye. And then you have Daniel Craig, Casino Royale, which is the one we played on camera. We've played a lot of them.
We did. Off camera.
And I think I played as Brosnan, and of course you played as Daniel Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Really love what they did with this because they always add something extra.
Different, yeah.
So this has, it's really hard to explain. Check out our video on it. But if you love the Legendary games, if you love James Bond, you're going to love this.
It's really good.
Like I said, you're playing through the movies. I'm actually looking forward to something like a Daniel Craig collection where it has all of his movies.
Whenever No Time to Die ever comes out.
Yeah. But they could easily do that with all the other Bonds.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. There is one expansion, we have not gotten that yet, that has
the lesser Bonds.
Timothy Dalton, who's a Time Lord.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it's the Living Daylights for him. And then you have George Lazenby's one and only movie. So really, really love this.
Really
love
good.
what they've done. Looking forward to more.
That one's really good. My number 3 is Marvel Villainous. And this is from Ravensburger. Obviously, we love Villainous.
And Prospero Hall is the
Prospero
designer.
Hall, yeah. Anything Prospero Hall does, we pretty much automatically. So this game was super fun. We love Villainous in general. So doing a Marvel one was really cool. And I liked it more than the Disney Villainous one that we played this year as well.
You realize this is the 3rd Marvel game that we've talked about?
Yeah, well, Marvel's good.
And
I was trying not to pick games that had a lot of IPs, and then it kind of ended up with that. No, this was super cool. We played the heck out of this, playing through all the different, villains, getting our turns with them all because there's 5 of them in here. You get Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger, and Taskmaster, which we still know nothing about because the Black Widow movie still hasn't came out yet either.
Pushed back.
Yeah. So this game was really cool. I can get this one at Target as well. I'm not plugging Target, but if Target obviously wants to sponsor me, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That'd be really cool though. Yeah, this game was super fun. If you love Villainous in general and you like Marvel villains, this was really cool.
This is another one that almost, I mean, it may be in my top 10 of the year.
Yeah, this one was really good. So I had to talk about this one. But yeah. What was your number 2?
My number 2, because
it was a tie.
It was
really a tie.
kind of was a tie.
Yeah.
And this is a game that I've actually been interested in playing for a long time. Actually, since I first saw it, but this was the first year I actually had a chance to play it. And thankfully, Board Game Arena has this, and that's where I learned it. That's where I played a lot of it. You and I played a lot of this, and that is Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar. You really liked the gears.
That was cool.
That's like
the coolest part of the game.
It is such a cool mechanic, and we featured the expansion in our playthrough, which I thought the expansion was really good too.
Yeah.
But I like the theme. I like the gear system. That mechanic I think is. I haven't seen another game that's like it.
There's a lot going on, but there really isn't either. Like in this game,
the board looks a little busy, but
so crazy.
Like I told you, I said once you really dive into it, you're going to realize that it's actually not hard at all. But this is a lot of fun, and that is by Czech Games Edition. So, Tzolk'in. Yeah,
really cool. My number 2 of the year was your number 5. So if you've been paying attention, it is Pac-Man by Funko and Prospero. I was really not sure I was gonna like this game whatsoever because remember you described it to me and I was like, that game sounds so boring. It sounds like an old man game, like Wingspan. Like who cares about old planes? But you know, we got it.
But the planes are so cool.
I fell in love with this game like almost immediately. I loved it so much. And when you said take a try, my first thought was you're gonna say Pandemic almost because like the way like you move the board, like I guess because you can only kind of go on that route.
Yeah.
Like kind of thing. That was the first thing came to my head. And I hate Pandemic. But this game though was like super cool. I loved the vintage feel of this. I loved that each of your little round event cards had a little bit of history to go with it. That was really cool.
And you learned something, yeah.
You do, yeah. So I thought this was really interesting. I really, really, really like this. This was almost my game of the year. But not quite. But this is just like super cool, and like I said, it's a Target, so like check it out because it's a really good game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I first played it with my Dad Dave and the Elephant co-host Dave Taylor at his house prior to the whole lockdown thing. Yeah, well, I think maybe there was a little bit of a lockdown, but not much.
It wasn't, yeah.
But this is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
really enjoyed
so
that.
much fun.
All right, so my game of the year is actually a couple years old. In fact, the video that we featured of the playthrough with my gaming buddies was done, I think, in 2018.
How was this your game of the year?
Because we finally got it to the channel. Because I was waiting. No, you have not played this.
I don't remember playing this game.
This is another game that's available on Board Game Arena, and I've played it several times there. This just has just a total cool presence. It's a huge board, and it's got so much cool history. And I am talking about Teotihuacan, City of the Gods. This is from Board and Dice. This is just a great game. I knew once I played this, I think my second time, which I won, I think like my first 4 times I ever played it. I don't know how I did it, but I did.
No idea.
And then I did finally lose. But this game is really cool because you're using dice, but you're not rolling them and using the value for your workers in that way. Whenever you take an action on the board, then you increment the die pips, and that basically is kind of how your dice interact with the areas on the board. So different pip count, usually the higher pip count, the more you're able to do. And then you ascend when your dice, when you flip it to 6, you ascend and you can get bonuses and stuff. There's temple tracks. This is, in fact, Tzolk'in reminded me of this and vice versa. And I said I was going to have these be number 1s, and Megan said I did that already a couple years ago, and so she won't let me do it anymore. No. So she says it's a cop-out. So,
but then I took the cop-out.
You did kind of, but...
it wasn't in the top 5.
But no, I love Teotihuacan. I love these board and dice games that they come out with this.
T.
They do start with T's. In fact, we've got
Takenu, Tawantasuyu.
they're all behind me there. You can see them. Those we're going to be featuring next year.
Yeah.
But no, Teotihuacan. This was one that, like I said, my game buddies and we did the playthrough. I did the review of that and the review of the first expansion. I have not played any of the other expansions yet, but this is just a great game. Love it, love it, love it.
All right, my number one game is Marvel Champions, again from Fantasy Flight Asmodee. I fell in love with this when I did the demo last Gen Con. Everything was last Gen Con because there wasn't.
You got to do it. I did,
so I got the promo
because there was only
cards,
one spot left.
So it's mine. And I got to play as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, because his identity was ruined. Thanks, Mysterio.
Yeah, that's I didn't mention that when I was talking about it, but the alter ego part of this, where your card, you either are Peter Parker or you're Spider-Man.
That was like part of the reason I loved this game, was because you did get to be the alter ego. You had different real life problems that came up, like rent would be due. You're not selling enough pictures of yourself to JJ. So I thought that was just super cool. I really liked this. I loved the mechanics of it. I'm really excited to get to the other expansions when we bring those to the channel. This game is just like awesome, and it's really cool seeing some of the comic artwork in here, which I'm actually reading the comics now, so I kind of know a little bit more and recognize some of the art styles and stuff. But I just think this is like really cool. Every character kind of has a little bit different ability. Like with Iron Man, you're trying to like build the suit up, to do things and stuff. So I just think, I don't know, this game is like super cool. I really like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a good game.
It is. It's a great game.
It's my number one.
Really like it.
Yeah.
All right, so this is about the time we like to put together a little video and show you what games that we plan on featuring on the channel next year. So check it out. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up our show.
Yeah.
We do have some thank yous that we always like to throw out there. Basically, I want to thank all of our Patreon sponsors, because your sponsorship helps us do certain things, maybe get some better lighting.
We did get new lighting this year.
We did get some new lighting, and also helps offset our costs whenever we are doing other things, because we don't always get free games. So there's sometimes we go out and buy games because we want to feature them on the channel.
Or expansions and stuff.
Or expansions,
so, yeah,
you're right.
That's cool.
So
and Big Viking mats for that nice pretty blue mat that we use in our games.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So much cool.
So yeah, if you're looking for a game mat, go check them out, because it's custom size.
Yeah,
and
it's really cool.
Really neat. And of course, we could not do this without our publishing sponsors. And we really appreciate them. So Megan, I'm just going to let you rattle
all right. So if we forgot anyone, I totally apologize. But we have Academy Games, AEG, Amigo Games, Asmodee, Bezier Games, Board and Dice, Burnt Island Games, Days of Wonder, Fantasy Flight Games, Funko Games, Grand Gamers Guild, IDW Games, Cosmos, Luma Imports, North Star Games, The Op, Ravensburger, R&R Games, Upper Deck, Queen Games, Z-Man Games, and Jacques Spiel?
Zoc.
Yeah. And then all of you guys, because without this, I don't think we would be doing it for 6 years.
Yeah.
A long time.
And like I said before, the best way to interact with us is on Facebook or Twitter. Facebook, you're probably going to get me. Twitter, you're going to get Megan.
Yep.
But we we really appreciate the back and forth conversations that we have, because we post all of our videos out there when we're playing games to learn them. We post pictures there. So if you're not already following us on those social medias, you might want to check it out. But that's a wrap.
It is rough.
So
let's end this year because it sucked.
Yeah, 2020 is
Down
yeah,
the
it was
drain.
really bad. So let's hope 2021 is a lot better.
Hopefully.
So I am Tim the Dad.
Megan the daughter.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, click that like and subscribe button. You can also follow us on social media like Facebook.
And Twitter at DadVDaughter.
And if you like what we do and you want to support us, you can visit our Patreon page. So thanks for watching.
Thanks.